And we're continuing to follow the breaking news out of California. The Franklin wildfire in Malibu exploding in size this morning. And because of that, Pepperdine University students are sheltering in place. And we spoke to one student just a short time ago.
It started I was in my dorm with a couple of my buddies, and it started about 11:30, our power went out. And then we got a call from a roommate saying that there was a pretty large fire. And so I ran down the hall, grabbed a couple of the friends that I knew lived closest to me, and we kind of made a game plan to head to the library.
So that fire has now burned more than 1,800 acres. It is 0% contained at this moment. Let's get back over to CNN's Derek Van Dam, who's tracking this and where it's headed, how it's going. What are you seeing?
Yeah, at its height last night, overnight, this thing exploded in growth. It consumed over 5.5 football fields per minute with this explosive fire that was so hot that it was actually altering the weather, allowing for these flames to bend in towards the flames, kind of consuming itself. That was just incredible to see some of the descriptions from the National Weather Service coming out of Los Angeles. There's some aerial video of it. You can see the extent of the evacuation warnings that are in place here across Ventura County and into Los Angeles County. But let's center in towards Malibu. Here is Pepperdine University. This is the Malibu Canyon Road, and we focused a lot of our attention just to its east because that's where we saw the rapid growth overnight when winds were gusting over 50 miles per hour. But then we started to see the spot fires approach Pepperdine University. And at one stage, according to university officials, there were actually helicopters getting water from this alumni park. You can see some of the local lakes here within the Pepperdine University area taking the water, helping extinguish the flames. But notice this. This is the Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 1. It jumped the highway and approached the coastline. The good news here is that it's running out of room to burn because it's going to reach the coastline any time now. And there was also some reports earlier that the Malibu Pier were actually impacted, or structures near the Malibu Pier. So something we're going to monitor once we see first daylight, which, by the way, we believe, climatologically speaking, the Santa Ana winds have a pickup in wind speed as we get towards daybreak. So we're anticipating stronger winds as we head towards around 6:45 Pacific time when the sun actually rises. So look at the university students sheltering in place here at the library on campus here in Pepperdine University, and they could see flames from their windows. That is a concerning sight for anyone on the ground, certainly. But this is just some of the statistics coming out of this that burned, consumed, get this, 5.5 football fields a minute. That's roughly 1 football field per 11 seconds of rapid, erratic fire growth. We've got this particularly dangerous fire situation that is very rare to be issued by the National Weather Service. Last time this was issued was in November when the mountain fire caused so much problems in Ventura County. Now, this is all thanks to the relatively low humidity values. Anytime we get winds gusting over 75 miles per hour with these stronger Santa Ana wind events, we lower the humidity levels, and we see this just filter through the canyons and head towards the coastline and cause this rapid fire growth. It is a terrifying moment for these residents. And guess what? We still have several hours to go. Critical fire conditions through Wednesday. Kate?
All right, going to be keeping close to this one. Thank you so much, Derek. Appreciate it. John.
All right, let's get the very latest from the ground. With us now is a student at Pepperdine University, Gabrielle Salgado. I think you're still in the library there. Why don't you tell me what's going on at this moment?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm still here in the library. We're still under shelter-in-place orders. But right now, students are asleep and we're awaiting our breakfast that will be served soon.
Hey, Gabrielle, we're showing people photos, images that you took, and I have to say, they're incredible images. The sky's on fire outside where you are right now at Pepperdine University. I mean, what's it been like for you overnight?
I mean, it has definitely been a stressful and very tiring night. I mean, my power went out around 11:15 p.m. and as soon as the power went out, I knew it was because of a fire, just because we were under a red flag warning. And so I called my friends, found whatever friends I had in the same residential hall as me, and I just packed a bag. And as soon as things started to get really stressful, I made my way down to my shelter-in-place order, which is the library. And students here were very stressed because of finals, but also because we look out the window and, you know, the sky is red.
I mean, having gone to college, albeit a long time ago, there's not much more stressful than finals. It's hard to think of anything that could be more stressful, except maybe everything being on fire. outside your window. So when you saw this, when you took that amazing picture of just, again, the sky on fire there, what was going through your head?
I mean, I was just really thinking about what was going to happen, if the fire was going to get close to campus, if it was going to touch campus. I was thinking about my friends that live through Malibu Canyon and have apartments over there. And I was also thinking about finals. I mean, we're supposed to have a final at 7:30 this morning, and I have another final tomorrow. So that was obviously on my mind, because I knew I had to study, I had to get certain presentations done. So it was just a mixture of emotions.
Well, I think finals have been canceled now, which is one side effect. I'm sure you'll have to deal.
Canceled for today.
They're canceled for today. Well, that's something. At least you have a full day to study for the next ones. What do you think will happen over the next 24 hours?
Well, hopefully we'll be out of shelter in place, and really just slowly getting back to a normal life here at Pepperdine. Of course, it's not going to be normal, because when we look outside, we're just going to see the beautiful green mountainsides now burnt. But just getting back into a rhythm, and then we're going on winter break soon. So going home and spending time with family.
I'm sure it's just been an incredible night there in the library. Not the night of studying you imagined. Gabrielle Salgado, we're glad you're safe. The conditions, I know, look a little hairy over the next 24 hours, so please, you and your friends stay well. We appreciate you being with us. CNN's Veronica Miracle is live in Malibu this morning. Veronica, give us a sense of what you're seeing.
John, it's been very chaotic here as we've been coming into Malibu on the PCH. The good news is the sun is finally coming up. That's going to help firefighters just a little bit here, because they've been operating in total darkness. Even us, we've seen the glow of the flames on the hillside, and firefighters all scattered throughout these neighborhoods. But it's been pitch black because the power is out. I don't know if you can see a little bit behind me, the glow from some of the fire right behind us. What's so tricky about these wildfires, especially in these canyons, is the embers will travel, and then they'll create these big bursts of flames. It'll die down, and then the flame can travel up to a mile and go somewhere else. And so these firefighters have really been chasing this fire through the canyons. Where we are right now is on a stretch of PCH with very high-end restaurants and businesses that line here. The Malibu Pier, the iconic Malibu Pier, is right down the street from us, and right behind us here is Nobu Malibu, very high-end restaurant, and some firefighters just pulled in here to kind of monitor all of these restaurants here. There's also many houses scattered throughout here. And then just on the other side of us up here, we saw a lot of flames in this neighborhood. These are homes that are overlooking the ocean. The activity with firefighters has died down in this area for now, because the flames have jumped to a different part of the canyon. Demir, if we can just move over just a little bit more, perhaps we can see some of the flames here from the distance. But again, these fires in these canyons are very difficult, because these are two-lane roads that go up into the hills, making it very difficult for firefighters to get an access to these neighborhoods. And then there's also all of these residents. This is a fire that blew up in the middle of the night. So we have seen many residents here along PCH just sitting and watching, not evacuating, even though there are evacuation orders. We've also seen a lot of people rushing out. And then we've heard of stories of animals, because they're, deep in these canyons too. There's a lot of farmland. There are people who, have livestock. They have animals up there, and having difficulty getting those animals out. We did see a horse trailer racing past a couple of hours ago. So our goal is to get into the canyons after this live shot to see if we can get better access, to see what's happening up there with homes, what kind of damage there is. But it's been very hard for us to tell because it's been so dark. So we've seen a lot of flames, but from this vantage point, we cannot say for certain if there are homes that have gone down and are, demolished at this point. John?
Look, it's been a tough night there. The pictures that you're showing us right now and the pictures that we've seen are extraordinary. And we know from speaking to students at Pepperdine, they didn't even get the warnings to shelter in place till after 11 o'clock at night. So hard for people to evacuate at that hour. Veronica Miracle, we'll let you get back on the road, get where you can to show us the situation there. Thank you so much for your reporting.